we were Saturday. Greg Castile right now, we're not sure what his status is. Hopefully we'll get him back, and Brian Blogg is in the same situation. They're both day-to-day, so we'll just kind of play that out. Captain-wise right now, same four guys we've been going with. We've got Tony Milwaukee and Rick Stanzi on offense, and then Anger and Eads on defense, so the same four guys. Certainly last week, happy to get the win, and happy for Tower Sash to be recognized by the Big Ten as co-defensive player of the week. Certainly very deserving. He played an excellent football game. And then, as far as Arizona goes, they're a team that has very good size, very good strength, very good athleticism, and they also have good experience. So just watching them on tape, they're a very good football team. I think they're a team right now that's got some momentum going for them, carried over from last year. They've played very well in their two opening games. And probably two things of note: the Central Michigan win probably has a little bit more style points right now, if you will, based on last week. And I think you could probably say the same thing about their win over BYU in the bowl game. I think that based on 2 weeks ago results. I think we all realize how good a football team BYU was and is. So, I think those two things. Look back last year, they really finished with momentum. They beat Arizona State, beat BYU. They'd come in 2-0, and beat Cal last year, played USC to a 7-point game. So this is a team that's a very good team, very talented. And, they look very impressive on film, and it's a credit to Mike Stoops and their entire coaching staff, their players. And I'm sure this will be a game of significance for Mike and Mark. Mark's defensive coordinator on his staff. And, it's always good to have former Hawkeyes home. It's better if we're not competing against them. It'd be a little more enjoyable if they were coming for a reunion, but that's not the case. So, they're a great family. The entire Stoops family has a big part of Iowa football history, and from that standpoint, it's great to have them back. On the other hand, we're going to be competing on Saturday, and I'm sure, I know they want to win every bit as much as we do. So, it'll be a great football game if we do our part. Hopefully we'll improve more this week.
Coach, where do you think you need to improve the most heading into this game?
Everywhere right now. I mean, we just, we did a lot of good things. We did things better this past week, but, looking at the tape, and we kind of sense that even on Saturday, there are a lot of things that we need to do better right now. And, it's just how football is, and it's how certainly the season's going to be. We did some things well, like I said, but I think right now we're not sharp enough right now we're going to have to step it up this week for sure.
Does it seem like you'll have your offensive line ready together for the first time?
Oh, we'll see. We got that's what we thought last Tuesday, and it's kind of been like the Bermuda Triangle out there for about 30 days. So hopefully one of these days we're going to be settled in, but we are at least moving in the right direction based on last week. I think we settled in a little bit, and hopefully we just keep everybody afloat.
Does it figure to be the same this week at running back, or sort of an equal amount of carries?
Yeah, we plan on same rotation probably, and we'll see as the game gets going. But I think right now that's kind of the plan.
What is it, I guess, about those two guys? And we've touched on this before, but now that we enter the season's third week, that what they've been able to, they've seemed to progress pretty quickly to where they are.
Yeah, neither one had much game experience, obviously, and but I think they both have handled what we've asked them to do in a pretty good fashion. But that being said, they both have a long way to go, certainly, because they're younger players, first-year guys. But they've performed well so far, and we're hoping to see them improve. And that's a good thing about young players too, is that they tend to improve a little bit more dramatically, maybe than older guys. They also tend to have a miscue or two along the way too, so we'll have to be prepared for that.
With younger running backs, is it more pivot? Are you more worried about what they do in pass protection as opposed to just hitting the hole?
Yeah, the two things you worry about are pass protection and ball security. And I'll go back to 2004. Sam Brownlee's statistics weren't impressive, but he was on top of his assignments at all times, and he also did a great job, protecting the football. And those two things can get you in trouble real quickly. If you blow a pass protection, that opens the door for a turnover, and then obviously if you're handling the ball, you got to do a great job with the ball security part of it. But you look around the country, and I think I was flipping around last Thursday night, the Clemson game. I think they had a true freshman playing. So I've been running back. It's a position where it's not totally unusual for a true freshman to be playing and contributing. And I think these guys have done a good job in practice. So hopefully we'll just continue that way.
All things being equal, say a running back, say with a guy like Pocky or a guy like Adam and with Brandon in there too, all things being equal, will you generally go with a guy, and you kind of talked about this Saturday, will you generally go with a guy who's given you a novel in practice of consistency over a freshman who may have flashed here and there in practice?
Yeah, I mean, you
Or a
base
young
everything-
player,
base everything off of what you see in practice going into the season, and spring practice is part of that. And then once the games start playing, it's like any position, though. What happens on the game field is the most important thing at that point. But usually it's a reflection of what you see in practice too. And the great unknown in Brennan's case last week was that we just hadn't seen him on the field, and I think he elevated his play on the game field, which is always a good thing too. You like to see that with any player, and so it was a good start for him, really good start. And he didn't look timid at all out there, which was nice to see.
Coach, the first few games